Buying the first house is an important decision because it involves a lot of things.
For me, buying a house was more emotional.
The trigger for us to buy the house started after the 26 July floods.
I can say that completely devastated our dreams of staying in a house.
I was in office. We used to stay in a ground floor flat. My parents and my wife alone at home. My first son was just a little less than a year old at that point of time. The entire night our house was flooded. My parents moved into my sister's flat, which was a few distance away. The next day morning, my wife and I went to check the condition of the house, and it was thorough disaster. We had almost 4 feet of muck inside the house, and it was completely unlivable. And we always used to have someone in the house who was unwell at that point of time. There was a constant dampness in the house. We somehow just couldn't stay there anymore.
And that was a time when there was an urgent need for us to immediately buy a house.
So that's where we started looking out for houses. So since my wife and I both come from Thane, our natural choice was to buy a house in Thane.
Me, my husband, both born and brought up in Thane.
We saw nothing less than 100 flats in various parts of Thane. I was just settling in my career at that point of time. Houses were becoming unaffordable in Bombay day by day. Fortunately, I was working for a financial services institution at that time, so I could afford to pick up a loan of almost 97-98%. Every flat we used to go, we used to ask the same question. 26 जुलाई को क्या हुआ था यहाँ पे, फ्लडिंग हुआ था क्या, कहाँ फ्लडिंग हुआ था, रोड पे हुआ था, पार्किंग में हुआ था, फ्लैट में हुआ था, कॉम्प्लेक्स के अंदर हुआ था. Unfortunately, found that most of the people who wanted to sell their flats, most of the builders who wanted to sell their flats were telling, नहीं ऐसे कुछ भी हमारे यहाँ नहीं हुआ था. We used to inquire with the shopkeepers around. They used to immediately say, नहीं यहाँ पे तो फ्लडिंग हुआ था सर, यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम हुआ था. So somewhere our trust quotient was very low. It was at that point of time that we asked the same question to one of the salespersons at Raunak office. So he took us to the complex and step by step he explained to us, आप already थाने के higher level पे हो, complex higher level पे है, आपका building भी higher level पे है. तो he gave us a very practical explanation. यहाँ पे पानी जमा नहीं होगा. 26 जुलाई को पानी यहाँ पे जमा नहीं हुआ था. That was the primary concern which we had because safety of our family is most important. बाकी builder कह रहे थे, ये builder बता रहा था.
For me, initially, the first move itself was, yes, I want this house.
After that, whenever we went and looked at any other flat that we were trying to buy, we were always comparing it with the flat that we saw in Unnati Gardens. So all those things are the practical things जो हम लोग check कर रहे थे. But with Raunak, we got a lot of comfort.
The house is very spacious. The bedrooms are really spacious, the kitchen and the hall itself.
The complex is good, the garden is good, it's a very practical setup. There are many good schools which are close by, there's a hospital right at the doorstep. They handhold the entire procedure right up to the time that they give you the key of the house.
Whatever amenities were given to us, we never felt that we want a little more.
And anyone and everyone who came into this complex came up with a little bit of a struggle in life, and this house has been really lucky for us.
Totally abides by the Vastu Shastra.
And whenever we walk into the house, we get positive vibes. After coming here is where we have purchased with Raunak itself another 3 houses. And if I look at my family, we own about 5 or 6 houses with Raunak Group. So even today, after 12 years, if we have a small problem or we need a help of the builder, we can freely approach anyone in the Raunak Group team, right up to Mr. Bandilkar, and talk to him one-to-one and ask for help. Until date, he has never denied any help that we have asked for. This personal connect from the team that Raunak has is what gives you the confidence to keep going back to them and keep buying whenever you want to buy a house, whether it's for your own stay or it's for investments. So now whenever we have our friends, relatives wanting to buy a house, the first natural choice that we say is, hey, why don't you go and check with Raunak?
It's the trust that keeps us coming back to this Raunak Group every now and then.
And that's the trust that not only me but every one of the 300 families that stay in this complex have with Raunak Group.